Hey, Miss Martha. I did a video for you yesterday, but like a dingbat, I did not have my microphone working, and so I was a talking head um, with no sound. So I understand your dad is almost 90, and your mom also has a history of Alzheimer's, and for that I'm super sorry because I know that's hard helping two parents. You also mentioned that you're a nurse and that you take them to their doctor's appointments, etc., but you're working. You mentioned a 1 year old grandson that you don't like to see as often, and a daughter getting married, and that you were just asking for some prayer, which I certainly will do for you, um, and that you feel like you're on the go for everything, and you're worried about their safety, and all sorts of things that are just going on. And I totally get it. There's a lot going on, but one of the things that I want you to consider as we're starting to unpack this for you is that at 90 years old, and living on a farm and things starting to change for your parents, we need to recognize that they may be, if they're not already, they're very close to not being able to be home without round the clock care or closer supervision. And so, what I'd encourage you to do, dear lady, is to really start to plan ahead. I know it's very easy sometimes to wait for the shoe to drop because sometimes, taking on the battle is not worth the effort. Um, but I want you to start to really think through what are you going to do. You're working, you've got a lot on your plate, and yes, it's a real thing, related to feeling burnt out and tired. Not only are you caring for your parents, but you're a nurse, which means you're expending a lot of your effort and energy to caregiving other people. And yes, I recognize it's hard to be between your grandkids and your own parents, but there are things that we can do. I ask you to really start to think through how you're going to navigate this. You do not mention a spouse, so I don't know if you have a husband, but if you are a believer and you have a husband, you got to start with your husband. You guys have left and cleaved, but we do need to take care of your parents, but we do not do it at your expense. Um, Something that I have found really helpful for me when I really started to feel overwhelmed and freaked out, and my dad had been in the hospital and all sorts of drama, was really stopping and reframing my own thoughts related to caregiving. As long as I was in the I'm missing out, I can't do what I want to do, my life is different, I wasn't expecting this, all of those kinds of thoughts really just precipitated and made my journey so much worse for myself. And I've noticed that to be true for most of the caregivers I have worked with in 30 years as an OT. So, what my ask for you is that you really just listen to your thoughts, right? Listen to where your thinking is going, what you're feeling about your caregiving, and what you're telling yourself in your mind will actually become your reality. If you can notice the thoughts and then stop the thoughts and try to replace them with other thoughts at 90s, early 90s or late 80s, you're having a long life. And yes, it's hard and challenging, but they're not going to be here for forever. And so we just need to start to be grateful for what we have. I'm not saying you're not. And really just put up some healthy boundaries and start to consider doing things just a little bit differently. If you need more help, please reach out. I do an Ask the Dementia Coach or Ask the Dementor monthly meetup. The next one is June the 20th. You can sign up for a slot, and I could talk you through this a little bit more, so that we can see what some of your options are. So, anyway, I hope this was helpful, and take care.